Hey guys, it's the Buy Sell Love SoCal team. Today we are in Long Beach, California in the Rancho Estates community, and this one is very special.
One of the reasons we are so excited is because this home was designed by the renowned architect Cliff May. And this is probably one of the largest Cliff May communities in the United States.
It's definitely the most well-maintained.
And as a treat, we have the listing agent, Doug, who is well-versed in all things Cliff May, and he is going to tell us about this home and about Cliff May. Let's go talk to him.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, we are now inside of this beautiful, I mean, it's really an understatement. It is truly amazing in person. 1953 Cliff May. And I was trying to prepare what I was gonna say, but Doug is truly the expert. So I'm gonna let you take it away and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about the style and the architecture.
Well, guys, I want to thank you for coming over because we love showing off these homes. We have a great passion for Cliff May homes. I live in one myself right here in the neighborhood. I have since 1996. Don't want to date myself, but I just did. But they're fantastic homes. And Cliff May he didn't invent this style, but he popularized it. He really brought an architectural uniqueness and appeal, which we're seeing around us with the clear story windows, the floor to ceiling glass, the open beam tongue and groove ceilings.
So how would you define the style? Some more like mid-century modern meets California ranch, or what's the...
That's kind of the innovation that he brought to it, is that he combined the Western ranch style with mid-century modernism.
And so mid-century came before this then?
It was really becoming popular it started kind of in the 40s.
Okay, got it.
And then it was really hitting its stride in the 50s.
Yeah.
And he recognized that.
Yeah.
And he brought that into the design, and that's what really kind of took it to a new level.
Yeah.
And you were talking earlier about his original inspiration from where he grew up in San Diego.
Right, so he grew up in San Diego in a hacienda style home. And that inspired him a lot in terms of the aesthetic of living in an enclosed environment that's very connected to the outdoors. And they would often have these patios that are enclosed but connected to the living area.
Yeah, I was just going to say that kind of like is symbolized out here with this little patio.
Right, and that's reflected here in really all of his styles, whether they're the grand custom estates like the one he designed for the Mondavis, the Mondavi Winery, or the tract homes that we're sitting in right now. That was really what he was about, was ground level, connected to the outdoor spaces to really kind of expand the living areas from outdoors to in and indoors to out.
It's a really unique feeling just sitting here because in newer tract home communities, you have 1 stories, 2 stories, 3 stories, all this. And when I'm sitting right here looking out of this patio, I really just feel like this is it. That's it. That's this house. It's here. You can't really tell there's another house. Everything's low. It's a really, really interesting feeling.
Yeah, he really designed for privacy. And again, I think that was largely influenced by the hacienda experience.
Oh, because they had walls, yeah.
The walls, right, the enclosed spaces, but again, very connected to the indoor spaces. So it's this really unique meld of mid-century modernism with Western and hacienda influences that is magical. I fell in love at first sight when I found my place. I've been here ever since, and that's one of the reasons.
I mean, you've sold hundreds of Cliff May homes.
Hundreds,
This
yeah.
is like your specialty, so you know this guy.
And then you have a unique perspective when we walk through the home. I know you'll tell us more, but your clients purchased this home in disrepair.
Yes.
Not respecting the Cliff May architecture or anything like that, and then really brought it back into its original style. So we're really excited to walk through the house and have you point all of that out to us.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. The investors basically inherited a home that had been badly remodeled, to say the least, and they really brought back the Cliff May character and went to great expense to do that, and the results are spectacular.
Did it go down to the studs?
Pretty much, I mean, not entirely, but pretty close to it. I mean, not every wall was opened up.
Okay.
But a lot of them were.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it shows. So let's
Can't wait.
take a tour
Yeah, no, I want to
Let's
see
walk
each of the
everyone
things
through.
that they had pulled out that wasn't Cliff May that your team really like made a point to put back in. I think that'll be so cool to see. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's
All
see the house.
Let's go.
Let's
Absolutely.
go.
All right, Doug, here we are in the, I would call the main living area. So my question for you, this feels so open and airy. Were they all like this layout right here where we have the dining and the living and the kitchen, or were there any walls originally?
Well, essentially it was like this, but there was a 7-foot pony wall
Wow.
that separated the kitchen
So just right here.
from the living area, basically right where I'm standing.
So it was a galley kitchen.
It was a galley kitchen in the original design.
Yeah.
And of course, most people who purchase these homes these days go more this style.
And they open it
obviously
up.
kind of more the 21st century style.
Yeah.
It obviously opens up the sight lines to the outdoor spaces, connects people with their guests as they're
Yeah.
cooking and entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely the more modern layout. And so I'm noticing that this appears to be a walnut.
It is a walnut.
Okay, and they
yes.
originally came with birch.
They did.
Okay.
The original cabinets were birch.
Were they a lighter color or a darker color?
Were more of a honey,
Okay.
a honey hue,
Okay.
I would call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the finishes on the counters, were they originally, I think I read that they were Formica?
Formica.
Okay.
So we call it a Skylark Formica, which is kind of a baby blue with the unique design in them. And they're still available, by the way.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I like this design. I think this was done very tastefully. Did they all come with modern appliances? You know, like stoves and refrigerators and everything when they originally came out?
Yeah, Western Holly. They were yellow.
Oh,
And
okay.
they had the Western Holly oven with the submarine window, we call them. And they're fantastic. And some of them are still around.
And they're still working.
They were still working.
Even though my 7-year-old LG goes out.
Yes, they were designed so well, and some people will actually seek them out and put them back in their kitchens because they're so cool.
That is so cool. Okay, and then my last question is, I know that you mentioned that this is your laundry. Was the laundry originally in the kitchen?
It was.
Okay.
It was a washer. I don't think there was a dryer back in those days.
You put the clothesline outside?
Exactly.
Okay.
So there was a washer smack dab in the galley kitchen, which is not too desirable by today's standards.
No, it'd be too cramped.
Right. So these folks, these investors, put it here because it was close as far as the drainage and so forth.
Yeah, no, I think it works out perfectly. I would have actually thought this was a pantry.
Right.
So-
And it could be.
Yeah.
If you wanted to put the laundry into the garage, for example, this
Right.
could be your pantry.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go check out the master bedroom.
Great.
Okay, so the primary bedroom. My favorite thing about this is that it is flanked on both sides by outdoors. The courtyard, the backyard, this is so cool.
Yeah, so when the investors brought us in as consultants, we said, why not just really enhance the indoor-outdoor experience in this bedroom? So they took the step of putting the doors over there as well as here.
So those were just windows.
That was windows across the top there.
That's incredible.
And they added the doors to go out to the back patio.
When you're in here and you're flanked on both sides by the outdoors, that just feels Cliff May, bringing
It's
that
fantastic.
outdoor in. I love
Yeah,
that.
yes.
Now, one of the other things you mentioned, so the owners before these investors,
Correct.
they covered the ceilings with
They covered the
drywall.
ceilings, they covered the tongue ceilings and the open beams, and we don't know why, and so thankfully, the current investors, they really wanted to bring back that character. They peeled all that off. They went to that expense to really expose, and once they did, thankfully, everything looked great.
So they did that. What else did they do? Until you were talking about the windows also.
So all these windows were gone. All the original Cliff May windows and doors throughout the house were gone. And so they went to the expense of having these custom built by Steve Marderosian. He's a master carpenter. He's a legend in our community. And they actually went to the additional step of doing them dual glaze for enhanced insulation.
Well, what is the hallmark of a window that's in the Cliff May style?
So this is really the quintessential Cliff May window. So you've got this crossbar. It's a 4-section window, floor to ceiling, slides open.
So much light. Even
This-
on an overcast day, it is so nice in
Right.
here.
you know a Cliff May, this is one of the hallmarks of a Cliff May, are these windows and doors, this
So
style.
special.
Yeah,
All right, let's continue on. We want to hear more.
absolutely. So we have a closet bump out here, which is great. Actually, the previous owners get credit for this.
I forgot. Okay, this is the one thing we can say the old owners did well, right?
They did something good here because that afforded the current owners the opportunity to really expand this master bathroom.
Because in the 50s, those bathrooms were a lot smaller.
They were. So that's a really nice enhancement with the dual sink.
vanity.
Yes.
Rare find in a 1950s home.
Right.
Wow, this bedroom is amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
I just love this connection. This is what Cliff May was all about. You know, ground level connection to these outdoor spaces, just a flow inside to out.
Told you this home was special.
Yep. So we have the other outdoor patio here. And again, these investors just really wanted to be sensitive to the Cliff May style, to really kind of embrace what his designs were all about. And this is what it's all about.
How did you access the backyard before when this wasn't here? Just through the side,
You
or?
had to go around.
Yeah, this is such an improvement.
Exactly.
Go you as a consultant. good suggestion. I love this.
Yeah, it worked out beautifully. And this is such a phenomenal location too within the tract. It's dead center in the Rancho Estates.
So what you were saying, this is 700-ish homes in the Rancho Estates?
700-ish homes that were built, just over 700 in 1953 and 54.
Okay.
All designed by Cliff May and his architect associate, Chris Choate.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And basically 6 floor plans that were laid out. Well, they laid them out about 30 different ways to kind of give them a sense of variety, which was really smart. Some are more pushed to the back like this one, some more towards the front, some of them are flipped.
I feel like that's like what we're back to doing when you go to a new build community where it's like mixing and matching. They stopped doing that for a while in the 90s where it was all cookie cutter
Right.
homes. So he kind of, hey, he invented that. I love that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Doug, we couldn't end this beautiful tour without talking about this patio. I feel like it's the heart of the home. Like you said, bringing the outdoors in. So tell us a little bit about this and the design style.
Yeah, so this is really what Cliff May was about, was these outdoor spaces that are connected to the indoor living areas and really expanding the living areas. And even though this home may be 1,200 square feet, it lives much larger than that because this is an extension of those spaces.
And it's fully enclosed with this front gate here. So it really makes it feel like the heart of the home, the privacy. You could do anything out here.
Right, and this kind of serves as your front door. It's very unconventional living. That's one of the things we love about them, that your front door is essentially there, and you come into the gate, and you essentially kind of come into this outdoor living area before you enter the home, which is really unique and part of what set the style aside and above what everything else that was out there at the time and since, frankly.
Absolutely. And this home, like you mentioned, is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet.
Right.
Appointed perfectly. Your sellers did an amazing job, and it's truly been an honor to show this property.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. It's a joy to share this, and yeah, the investors did a great job with it, and we're really happy that they did.
All right, thank you so much. Let's
course.
head out. Well, that was pretty spectacular and special, truly.
Super cool. We have not done an Eichler or a mid-century modern or a Cliff May for that matter. So
We've been wanting to. So
we cannot thank you enough for this opportunity.
I would love to bring the buyer on this. So if you're watching and you want to get a tour of this home, you know who to call.
Yes, please bring us a buyer. That'd be great.
We'll do our best.
Thanks so much, guys. Join us for the next one.
Thank you.